Here we are, day 18, working from home. As you can see, I stuffed a basketball to simulate a head inside of my grappling dummy here. We're going to work on transition to a new position and then two submissions from there too. So first things first, we're going to start out inside control. With this, what I did, I put the basketball, put it on top of the guy, and then I put the gi top on top of him. Try to leave enough space so maybe the ball will end up coming out. That's kind of what we're going to want to simulate with the first submission. So we're going to start here in side control, and we're going to transition to a position called north-south. When I do this, what I like to do is I take this arm, trace it around, I put it over here first. What I do next is I turn, I sit to my hips so that I'm facing my opponent's feet. Here, just like this. Now what I like to do is start to work for my grip at this point. I slide my arm under my opponent's neck here. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to walk my feet out and around so that way we're out here like this. What I do next, I tuck my head into my opponent's side. How this choke is going to work is my lat is going to drop down and cut off the carotid artery on one side while my arm does the work on the other side. This is why I say try to leave a little room so hopefully your basketball will pop out. I want to get to the point that as I start to sink down, it brings my opponent's head up so that I can open up the neck and get the right pressure on. I don't want to just squeeze, because if I don't have it in the right spot, they're probably going to be able to sit there and take it, and then, you know, you're kind of squeezing, just tiring yourself out. So I want to be here. Once I duck my head down, I start to kind of walk my body away from my opponent. As far as I can. I kind of ran into the bookcase, but you see how the ball is popping out here? That's what you want to have happen. My lat is ideally going to come down here, and the pressure is going to come up and pop the ball out. So I'm here, I trace around the outside, I place my elbow on the outside. I sit to my hip so that I face my opponent's feet. This is okay right now to even just be here. I have control of my opponent's head and shoulders, so they're not going to be able to use their upper body for much. And even if they go to swing their legs around, I mean, I'm looking at their legs. My hands are still free. I can use my hands to defend whatever they might try to do. And even if they do something like pendulum around, I'll be able to block their legs and just sit right back up to the side control position again. So to me, it's not that risky of a position switch at that point. I'm here, boom. I sit to the hip. This is when I like to start to search for my grip. If I walk my feet around too early, in my opinion, this person is going to know too much. Really, they're going to know what I'm trying to do. So they're going to stop me before I even try to snake my arm under if I've already walked out around to the side I want to be on. So I like to get the grip first, then I walk out. Here, I come around to the outside, put the elbow down, sit to the hip. This is where I start to search for the grip. When I walk out here, what I want to feel is the bottom round part of the basketball up against here. Like I said, if I pull the ball out of the gi top, I know my choke is probably pretty good at that point. Common question that I get is what happens if I can't finish the choke from here? It kind of happens a lot. This is a hard choke to do, the north-south choke, so you got to be really good at it. But I'll give you an option to do. So let's say I've come out here and I'm down and everything is feeling good, but maybe my opponent kind of has grips or something that they're defending against me. I'll look up and then I'll sit back through to this position first. I want to sit here for a couple seconds just to wait to see what my opponent's going to do when I come back here. They might go to counter me right away, so I want to be ready for their counter so I can counter their counter. It's a lot of counters. But I want to be ready for anything. Even as I'm coming back to what would technically still be a dominant position, I don't want to just be naive and come in and think that they're not going to do anything. Chances are they're going to try something. So I want to sit here for a second. Once I kind of get everything settled down, and especially if I feel like they relax for a second, like, okay, I need to wait for me to move, I step over, just put my foot down just like this. Then I think about putting my knee down, keeping this grip as I go. As I transition to the mount position, I can now work my guillotine, work for a guillotine grip, and then boom. When I go to finish this, I actually normally like to keep my head down, and I think about extending my body and turning at the same time. So I'm here, I get my grip, I sit out, nothing's happening, nothing's happening, nothing's happening. So I sit back up first. I wait, see what they're gonna do. They move around, they try to do stuff, I block them. At one point, I step over, boom. I like to step like this first. Trying to bring my leg over like this, they're gonna feel me bringing my leg over their body. So they're gonna know to start to put their hands in the way and try to defend. I like to step over, it kind of stops it. Then I bring this knee to the ground. As I keep this grip, I let it rotate like this. I make whatever space I need to. I get my grip. I sink my hips down as I bring my elbow to my hip. This is what I want. I want to lift the basketball off the ground. I don't want it to be down like this. This is bad. I want it to be up here like this. This is good. I'm here. I walk out. Nothing's happening. Nothing's happening. I come back up. I step over. I bring the knee down, turning my grip as I go. I make whatever space I need to. I get my grip. I flatten my hips out as I pull my opponent's head off the mat. Everything else for me stays down. Boom. So, another new position to get to, another submission from there, really two submissions from there. Keep practicing. Obviously, you saw we started in side control, so this one works very well with side control. Think about how you can use these positional changes, going from side control to north-south, back to side control. Maybe that'll open things up for you as far as arm attacks go. As always, subscribe to the channel. If you have questions, leave a comment, send me a message, whatever. Thanks for tuning in again today, guys. I'll see y'all tomorrow.